Hello, welcome back to my channel and to another reaction video. This time we'll be continuing the Warhammer 40k series. This is Lord Commander Dante.
Of the countless trillions of souls that make up the Imperium of Man, most will never see a space marine of the Adeptus Astartes in their lifetime. And they might count themselves lucky to be spared the type of carnage that would compel those superhuman warriors to battle. Yet, the presence of the Astartes can still be felt in a multitude of ways, and foremost in the legends that surround them. To the Imperium, they are angels of death, far removed from the trivial concerns of mortal men. They are nothing less than demigods, reflections of the Emperor himself. Yet for all the myths and worship that surrounds them, the Astartes at their core remain human. While many among their number have come to deny this, they are no less vulnerable to the dangers of the universe. A lucky shot may pierce their powered armor. A festering wound might overcome their enhanced biology. Their strength can be bested, and their souls can be corrupted.
Yep.
At times throughout the centuries, however, opportunities present themselves in which the finest warriors of the Adeptus Astartes might not only rise to their mythic reputation, but exceed it. Marneus Calgar, Logan Grimnar, Vulcan Hestan, no mere tale or sermon can fully account for the feats of these champions. Still, even atop the highest pantheon of Imperial saints and heroes, there is a single soul who stands apart. For not since the time of heroes and the cataclysm of the Horus Heresy has a single man given so much of himself to the Imperium, and had the hopes and fate of so many rest on his actions alone. He is the chapter master of the Blood Angels, lord of the host, regent and warden of the Imperium Nihilus, hero of the Red Scar, uniter of the Sanguinary Brotherhood, the living embodiment of the 5 angelic graces, and 10,000 other titles and honorifics. He is Lord Commander Dante. Over a millennia ago, a boy was born on the second moon of Baal within its great salt wastes. Like many, he suffered a cruel childhood, abandoning his father after the death of his mother. He resolved to become an angel or die in the attempt. None among the tribes that dwelt in the salt wastes had ever survived the trek to the distant fortress monastery of the Blood Angels, and there was little sign this boy's journey would end any differently. Stunted by malnutrition, and weakened even by the standards of Baal, it was inevitable that, like so many others, he collapsed from thirst far from his destination. The entity that revealed itself to him that day is shrouded in the ancient lore of the Blood Angels, thought perhaps to be an aspect of the fallen Sanguinius himself. But whatever it was, it gifted the precious water necessary for the boy to complete his journey. In the trials that followed, the boy displayed no particular promise, save his indomitable and moral fortitude. His refusal to kill a fellow aspirant was in truth his final test, and he was sealed inside a sarcophagus to undergo the implantation of his chapter's gene seed. Many die within this process, such is the way of the Blood Angels, but where most endure or suffer quietly, the boy screamed endlessly, drifting between consciousness and slumber, yet never falling fully into either. A scarred and malformed boy named Louis entered that chamber, but it was the angelic form of Dante that left it. No aspirant had ever endured such pain within the transformation process, and it seemed to the sanguinary priesthood to be an omen, but for what, they could not be certain. Dante rose through the ranks, but had it not been for an era of suffering and loss inflicted on the Blood Angels, he might never have ascended to the rank of Lord Commander. Yet a number of devastating campaigns had left their brotherhood shattered, and of the 200 Astartes that survived this era, Dante was the last living captain, and the only choice for chapter master. Some might have expected his inauspicious start to herald a bleak reign as chapter master and usher the final disillusion on the Blood Angels, but Dante's fate was far different. He oversaw the restoration of the chapter and led them across their most glorious and triumphant millennia since the great counter-offensive that followed the Horus Heresy. In every manner of battle, across every kind of campaign, Dante emerged from simply one champion of the Imperium among many to perhaps the single most accomplished Astartes in living memory. No one, it is said, has ever set foot on so many of the Imperium's worlds as he. Part of this is due to his astounding age, having served the Imperium for well over 1,500 standard years, with 1,100 of those as chapter master. He has led his chapter through ages of civil war, rampant Xenos expansionism, and the dark incursions of the ruinous powers. His vestige stands on uncounted worlds, his name spoken with unabashed awe. Yet the greatest of his campaigns was fought to save his own homeworlds of Baal. The advance of Hive Fleet Leviathan, the greatest such force of Tyranids yet seen, threatened to strip every molecule of biomatter and eradicate the Blood Angels from all existence. While Dante's fanatical defense of his chapter's fortress monastery equaled Sanguinius's own ancient defense of the Imperial Palace, the Lord Commander's most skillful triumph occurred before the battle had even started. A lesser man might not have been able to mobilize such allies to his side, but to Dante came almost all the successor chapters of the old Blood Angels Legion, assembling again a force unseen in 10,000 years. The arrival of the reborn Primarch Rabute Gilliman sealed the fate of Hive Fleet Leviathan, who in victory bestowed an even greater responsibility to the Lord Commander. With the galaxy split asunder by a great rift, piercing through reality itself, the Imperium has been severed. 500,000 worlds and Baal itself have been cut off from the light of the Astronomicon, and the victory of the ruinous powers appears imminent. In this desperate era, Dante has been named regent of the Imperium Nihilus and charged with the defense of this shadowy realm. There is little doubt across the Imperium that Dante is the perfect choice for such an appointment. He is an exemplar of the fearlessness, determination, and the genius at the heart of every Astartes. But above even that, reflected in him is the character of Sanguinius himself: mercy, empathy, and grace. Even among the angelic Blood Angels, he manifests the spirit of their fallen Primarch like no other. But so long has he lived, and so great his accomplishments, that now even Dante has been lost in his own legend. Did he truly banish a keeper of secrets within the pleasure gardens of fabled Luxurasa? Did he really face down an entire Black Legion alone? Were the pilgrims aboard the Toils of the Faithful rescued by his hand? How many did he truly save during the siege of Maculos? How many heretics has he laid low? Only Dante and the Emperor can say for certain, and the Lord Commander is no more likely to speak of such things than the master of mankind. In battle, Dante hides his face behind the death mask of Sanguinius, a shrieking visage of agony to strike terror into the enemies of mankind. This masked figure does not bleed, does not suffer, and is strong enough to shoulder any burden.
That's a really cool
In the
mask,
time
not
of
gonna lie.
ending, the Imperium needs symbols, not men of flesh and blood. And yet, in the rare instances in which this mask is removed, the figure beneath is not the man who first emerged from that sarcophagus a millennia ago. His golden hair has turned long and white. His skin is lined by tracks of weariness and age. He is old now, and his weary eyes reflect lifetime after lifetime of carnage and sacrifice. Only one thing prevents him from succumbing to time. In life, the Primarch Sanguinius is said to have seen visions of the future. 99 scrolls are interred deep within the vaults of Marest, in the Librarium on Baal, and in them, Dante has glimpsed his destiny. Sanguinius foresaw a battle to overshadow all others, and that when all hope had faded, a golden warrior would stand between the Emperor of mankind and his destruction. Most interpret this to refer to Sanguinius's own stand against Horus, but Dante believes that golden figure to be himself, and a day is drawing closer when the defense of the Emperor will rest on him alone. This belief is perhaps shared, for the great enemy has its own prophecies. They warn the followers of the dark gods of the final flight of the dead angel's host, of the last archangel. They fear a death that soars. They shriek in terror of a golden mask that forever stares and never smiles, weeping tears of frozen gold.
Damn, that gave me chills. There you have it, folks. Lord Commander Dante. commander of the Blood Angels. Yeah, this is very chilling video indeed, and a very interesting character. So yeah, we have this young boy who wants to become part of the Angels more than anything, or die trying, and finally succeeds, and he does it in a time when the Blood Angels are few in numbers. Their numbers have been shattered by conflict and whatnot, so he rises to the ranks. They mentioned that they question if he could have done it in any other time, but yeah, he rises to the ranks of Lord Commander and then becomes the baddest badass of of for a long time. But yeah, once he becomes Lord Commander, he pretty much becomes one of the greatest heroes. Just leads campaign after campaign over 1,000 years, and yeah, the artwork in this video is amazing. This in particular is just holy shit, just so epic. But yeah, and Lord Commander Dante believes he will be the Golden Warrior who will protect the Emperor alone in the end time. And yeah, the Dark Gods have their own prophecies, and they believe Dante could be the one, since he has that creepy yet awesome mask. And yeah, he uses that as a symbol. Right now, the mankind needs symbols more than men to carry them through the dark ages and whatnot. And yeah, but yeah, and truly an epic character if you ask me. And yeah, I have not checked out the Blood Angels chapter video yet. I was wondering which one I should do first, but yeah, I decided to do this one. And but yeah, what do you guys think? Write your thoughts down below. Hope you enjoyed my reaction. Drop a comment, drop a like, subscribe if you want to, and I will see you in another video. Bye.